Hello, welcome to the MMA Freak Fire of the Week. I'm Matt Salzer. So this week we are going over UFC 245, and I'm going to go ahead and give the Fire of the Week for that to new champ Alexander Volkanovski. And so with that, here we go on the review. So in the main event, we had Kamaru Usman fighting Colby Covington, and in the fifth round, Usman finally was able to pull a flurry of punches that eventually resulted in a TKO victory for himself against Covington. I honestly had Covington just because of the amount of strikes that I feel like he was not only throwing but connecting. I think that I feel like he was the one who was winning the fight. I actually had it judged. Personally, I feel like Covington had the first two rounds and the fourth round. Maybe someone would judge it a little bit differently. And Usman definitely took the third. And I honestly had Covington winning that fifth round right up until the end sequence. And even with that broken jaw, I still had him taking it. Yeah, that's it for. That was. So Usman retains, and then next we had Alexander Volkanovski fighting 5 rounds with Max Holloway and coming away with the upset victory. Volkanovski outstruck Holloway. That's just the best way to put it, and I'm sure that. Holloway, it's like Holloway said, he's young, he's still getting better, so it's possible that we could see it again. I don't know if Dana White's going to give an automatic rematch. We're just going to have to wait and see. Then Amanda Nunes, in a rematch against Jermaine Durandame, controlled Durandame for the 5 rounds. I can't remember if it was the second or third round that Nunes was able to take it from Holloway, from Durandame, but I feel like Nunes played it smart in that she was taking it to the ground. She has a very underrated striking game or ground game. It's just that her striking game has improved leaps and bounds, and she's more comfortable with it. That she's been utilizing it in her matches. So it's So a lot of times we don't see her striking game, her ground game that much unless she's in trouble, which was the case here. She knew that Durandame technically was the better stand-up fighter, so she took it to the ground where where Nunes had the advantage, and Durandame clearly didn't have an answer. It was good. Nunes won the title, and also I personally believe that this not only makes Nunes the bantamweight champion, but I feel like this is an unofficial unification of the featherweight belts, because Durandame was the first UFC featherweight champion, and Nunes is the current UFC featherweight champion. So even though this fight was at bantamweight, I feel like this is a unification of the belts that we finally get to see. And so as far as I'm concerned, that's that whole issue is done with. So of note, though, it's like a lot of people are saying, well, what does Nunes do from here? First of all, she should defend her. It's been almost a year since she defended her featherweight title. She needs to defend that. It was about that same time last year that she finally took it from Cyborg. She needs to defend that title, or else that title is basically pointless. She defended her bantamweight title twice this year. So she should do that. And then with regards to people talking about, with Nunes specifically saying, I might go down to flyweight. No. Absolutely not. You are a big bantamweight. You were the size of Cyborg when you guys fought. And Cyborg is a solid featherweight. So it's like, no. Unless you want to die, no. Just I know you've fought and beat Valentina twice, but it's just no. Let's not go there. So yeah, that's that. Then in the next fight we had Marlon Moraes going against Jose Aldo. My argument was that if Aldo had won this fight, which a lot of people are saying that he really should have, and mainly the judging this was one of those times when the judging was skewed. But I believe that, but yeah, so my personal belief was that if Aldo won that, then he should have gotten the crack at Cejudo's bantamweight title, which MMA judging's never been the best, so it's unfortunate that happened. And I know Aldo is saying that he wants to continue fighting, but it's just like, well, I mean, you could maybe book a rematch for this, and then maybe you could make an argument for the title, but we're just gonna have to wait and see. So then you had Peter Yan going against Uriah Faber and knocking him out in pretty decisive fashion. So yeah, I really hate to say it, but Uriah is 40. He doesn't really have much to prove at this point. It's like he had a run in the UFC. He was basically the main guy in the WEC. But it's like I think he really needs to call it. He had a nice comeback, but it's just like you don't have anything to prove anymore, Uriah. So yeah, that's that. And then on the prelims, I'll just do some rapid fire. Yeah, Joffrey Rush, who they're talking about for maybe the next title shot. TKO Mike Perry. I honestly think that Jorge Masvidal should be getting the next title shot, but that's that. Especially since he and Colby Covington are teammates. But then you had Irene Aldana, which was a pretty impressive one. Knockout Ketlin Vedejeda, I think, and give her first loss. That just tops Irene Aldana's pretty good year. She's had a good year, I'd say. Omari Akhmedov pulled decision against Ian Heinisch, and then Matt Brown knocked out Ben Saunders, two tough veterans. And it's surprising to see these guys still in the UFC. I think Saunders was the one who went to Bellator as well. So, but Matt Brown's always been in the UFC ever since his tough stint. So, yeah, it was a good final pay-per-view, UFC pay-per-view of the year. Looking forward to 2019. The next pay-per-view obviously is going to be McGregor versus Cerrone, and I feel like both of these fighters are kind of up against the wall, and honestly I feel like the winner should probably get the next title shot. I would say at lightweight, but this is being contended at welterweight, so I don't know, maybe have this, if you were to win, maybe make the smack talker and maybe make it to where the McGregor's trying to become the first, triple weight champion in the UFC. I don't know, but yeah, it was a good fight. I'm gonna go over Bellator 236, which is happening right now. This is being recorded. I'm gonna see what all I'm going to do with regards to next week because it's a tricky time because it's Christmas and then there's New Year's right after. So I will do a Fire of the Week, but then I won't do a Fire of the Week until after New Year's when all those fights, there's like 3 or 4 fights happening within a span of time. You have Risen, you have Bellator and Risen. You have that co-promotion, and then you also have the Professional Fighters League. So yeah, we'll see what happens. And So yeah, be sure to like, share, and subscribe. At Matthew Salzer is my personal Twitter and my Instagram. MMA Freakout is the MMA Freak Twitter. Check out MMA-freak.com for exclusive content. Thank you very much. I'll see you next time.